Well, I thought he changed something. I thought he changed.
No, no,
Oh.
This is something that I just have to abstain from.
Oh.
67%.
Welcome, everyone, to the annual reorganization meeting of the Board of Education. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In the event of an emergency, there are exits at the rear of the building and the two sides. We are a smoke-free school district. No smoking is allowed in school buildings or on school grounds. Please turn off all cell phones at this time. I will now administer the oath of office to newly elected board members Jennifer Hebert and Xavier Palacios.
Forgot about that.
I felt like I saw that before.
Forgot.
Okay, here I am.
No idea what she just said. What's my computer doing?
God, I
Picks
need
now.
muggier inside here.
No.
It says 100% complete.
Mine takes 45 minutes if it fails.
Oh no, it's updating.
Tried to leave that part out.
I did, because I figured I'd do a lackluster job this time.
I, Xavier Palacios, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the trustee and board of education of the Free School District according to the best of my ability.
I will now administer the oath of office to the superintendent of schools, James Polanski.
Sure?
I, James Polanski, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of superintendent of schools, Huntington Union Free School District, according to the best of my ability.
Could do it up there. We should do it up there.
2011, you're right.
I will now accept nominations for the office of President of Board of Education for this 2017-18 school year.
I'll nominate Tom DiGiacomo to be the Board of Ed President. Board of Ed President, I'm just like, make it Tom.
I'll second that.
Ooh, everyone wants to say.
Copycat.
Okay, I have a nomination and a second. Are there any further nominations?
Nominate Jen Hebert as vice president.
You have to wait
You have to
Oh, I
wait.
thought you said other nominations.
for the next
president.
position.
My bad.
I have a nomination and a second. No further nominations. All in favor? That's everybody. Okay.
Guess I have to be in favor.
I will now take nominations for Vice President of the Board of Education for the 2017-18 school
Let's
year.
go to our party now. I nominate Jen Hebert.
It's like a
I'll
spoiler.
second
It's like a spoiler
I'll
alert.
third it. I have a nomination and a second. Any further nominations? All in favor? Okay, congratulations, Tom DiGiacomo, President of the Board of Education. Senator Hebert, I will now administer the oath of
Contracts
office
signed.
to both of you.
Did a good job.
I, Tom DiGiacomo, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of President of the Board of Education for the Huntington Union Free School District, according to the best of my abilities.
Here it is.
I'm giving you a little golf clap there, Tom.
I, Jennifer Hebert, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of Vice President
right.
Well done.
See?
Ta-da.
Nice.
Okay, we'll now turn the meeting over to Tom DiGiacomo.
Thank you. Thank
Here's
you.
Tom.
Nice job, Joanne.
Yay, Joanne. Thank you, Joanne.
Job, Joanne. Okay, so we're starting with,
You're going with, oh, we got a motion to go into a public hearing.
can I get a motion to go into public session, please?
Public hearing.
Public hearing, sorry.
Whoa.
What the heck was that?
That was a motion.
Somebody didn't want us to, though.
God was first, and then that would be Bill. I'll second.
Okay, so that's Bill and Barry.
Motion to go into public hearing.
Yeah.
Motion to go into public hearing. Okay, all in favor?
Yeah.
That is everyone.
Bear with me for 1 second while I attempt to open this.
Is this what you're looking for?
Yes.
You want to just look there?
All right, let me just get to the right page here. Okay. So if you have your codes of conduct open, I'll direct you to page. Stay with me.
You were not going to recite the entire code of conduct?
No, you're about to read it verbatim.
Here we go.
It is page 18. Sorry, I lied. It is page 16.
Oh, I'll get there.
Okay.
Okay. What do we
So
do?
the material change that has driven us to holding a public hearing this evening, I take us back to the June 5th Board of Education meeting when Mr. Cusack and the representative from the Huntington Youth Court were here with us, and they did I think we all thought, a very nice presentation on another option in terms of discipline when a student violates some premise in the Code of Conduct. So if you look at the top of page 18 where it talks about penalties, number 12 specifically references a referral to Huntington Youth Court, and that could be at the discretion of the principal, superintendent, Board of Education, depending on the situation at hand. But that number 12 is new to the Code of Conduct and would have to be obviously presented in public, which it is this evening, and ultimately the board would have to approve the revised Code of Conduct. Also, if you go to page 21, there are sections where it elaborates a little bit more on the disciplinary consequences. There is a section for referrals, and you'll notice the new number 1 there on the bottom of page 21 is Huntington Youth Court, and it reads, following disciplinary action, the principal may make a referral of student to the Huntington Youth Court, provided that the student and parent agree to the associated process and procedures. These are the material changes. There was some semantic cleanup and just some formatting, but other than these two pieces, the document does read the same as it did in 2016-17. It's not necessarily up for a vote at this time, but this is our opportunity to present the changes in public and open the floor for comments from anybody who may have them.
So basically, the changes are in direct response to the student court, the formation of that new system of addressing behavior problems or the likes.
Correct. It adds that option, and I know Mr. Cusack spoke about specific situations where we would start using this process. The Code of Conduct is more open-ended, where it gives us a little bit more generic flexibility, and obviously there's a plan in place to use this under certain circumstances, but it is really being added to the Code of Conduct as an option. The high school was discussed specifically, and where it goes from the high school possibly to the middle school, that's open here as well. It does not specify a building in the district.
Jim, are we going to be rolling this in starting this coming year?
Yep.
And the students that are going to serve as jury, are they trained already, or they'll be trained at the beginning of the year?
It's an ongoing training process. I think some of them that are sitting have sat before, and any new members that are sitting, judge and jury per se, are going to be trained at the beginning of the school year. So this is not going to start up right away. And we did talk about specific instances where we might apply this practice, but it does give us, I think, a different type of option that we haven't had in the past. That I think we can all agree that an external suspension from school, while we have limited options in certain regards, is not always the best way to handle a situation. And this provides us something that may alleviate that and give us an option that would work for both student, district, parents, families, et cetera.
And there are kids that are already trained because this has been ongoing, the youth court's an ongoing entity of itself, with kids from all different districts, so, including my district.
To include it, basically.
Correct. And we, one of the Huntington Youth Bureau speaker that day did indicate that there aren't as many schools using this that really could be. We haven't. I think there was only one school that was actively not. Kids from multiple districts, including from Huntington, are sitting on the jury.
That's what I was going to ask. We do have kids
We
participating
do have kids
already,
participating in
but not kids that would come in
Correct.
front of the court
Right, just kids that are
until
serving.
now, that we've
Right.
now approved.
right,
it.
and based on I didn't know this until that night, but the Huntington Youth Bureau representative suggested that it was only that one district that was actually referring kids
So far.
following disciplinary incidents.
I think Brendan gave a very good, thorough presentation last time that really gave us a good
was a great
understanding of what the whole
presentation.
process would be, and only seems like it's another layer for, positive, measures.
Can I ask a question about the language just overall in the code of conduct? Not overall, but in this one section. And it's repeated over and over again throughout, and it's basically
What
saying.
page you on?
I'm like even just on page 6, because
Okay.
it's mostly at the beginning. It lists all the reasons that so basically what it's saying is for all students that is free from harassment, bullying, discrimination, including but not limited to, I think I just answered my own question, because I was going to ask, shouldn't physical appearance be put in here? You have race, color, weight, national origin, ethnic group, religion, religious practice, disability, but if it's saying not limited to.
What page
not
are you on?
limited to.
Right.
She's
I was thinking that physical appearance should actually be included in that list of things that would be considered bullying and or discrimination based upon, because you have weight, you have race, you have religion, disability, and I was thinking physical appearance is actually, a more general, I'm not saying we have to change the language all throughout the thing. I was just wondering if that was language taken right from DASA or if that's language we came up with on our own.
The code, I will tell you this, that the code of conduct, the last time it was completely overhauled, I think was before the 14-15 school year, and DASA was there, pieces of it were there,
Yeah.
but the code of conduct was sketchy in a couple of areas, and I will tell you that I work with the attorneys very specifically. They reviewed this document from
Okay.
top to bottom after we made some suggestions, they made some suggestions to us. So since then, there hasn't been a complete overhaul. This is in pretty good working order, and it does
Okay.
reflect recent policy, and you'll see the DASA policy 7580 and regulation 7580, that's all current.
Okay, that's great.
Jim, what I like about the youth court is that it's more rehabilitative than punitive.
Yeah, it's great.
Really
It's
is.
all about
Great
the,
response, really.
Listen, we've all agreed, the options available to public schools are not as exhaustive as we'd like them to be, and this provides us with something that others don't have, and it really should be rehabilitative, because we can lose kids going in other directions, and this gives us a chance to really, we want to talk about restorative justice practices. This is certainly a big step in the right direction.
are we, in that article that I had mentioned when we last met about restorative justice that I had passed on to Brendan a while ago, they also talked about these justice circles in schools that involve students and teachers. Are these things that we're also going to eventually look at as possibilities, or?
I don't want to speak for him, but I know this is only one component.
Right.
The restorative justice conversations he's been having with the staff, that the staff have been having with the staff, go beyond just the Huntington Youth Court.
Great.
And there's been a big focus in that building on social and emotional learning and aspects of climate that that they knew needed to be looked at. And again, this is one piece of the process here, and it does specifically relate to the code, but they are looking into other things as well.
Great. Okay.
So at this point, then, we don't have to vote on anything, but we can invite any member of the public that would like to come up and comment on this to come to the podium now and do so,
Or ask questions.
or ask questions.
Or remain in a catatonic state.
Good choice. Remain in a catatonic state.
That's not nice.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that.
What, you can't probably look just about the same. It's hot.
Okay, so do I need a motion to go back into a regular
Summer.
meeting? Can I get a motion, please, to go, oh, sorry, Bill?
Make a motion to approve the code of conduct, Tom.
We don't
Not
have to
approving
vote.
it.
What? Yep.
We're not approving
Further
it.
down.
Okay.
But I do need a motion to go back into the reorg meeting.
Yep.
I'll make the motion to go back into the reorganization meeting.
Second?
Okay, so we got Emily and Barry, all in favor? That is everyone.
Just might as well
You just stuck in your hand.
Okay, that brings us to the appointment of officers. And the first is the district clerk. And it's upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Joanne Miranda as the district clerk for the 2017-18 school year at the stipend of $21,224.16. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen?
The auctioneer has been.
And Christine is the second. All in favor? That is everyone.
Thank you, Joanne.
Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Jill Miranda as the district treasurer for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion?
Christine, and a second?
Second.
Bill?
Yep.
All in favor? That's everyone. It's upon the
No,
It's our turn.
oath of office.
Take the oath of office.
Just to remind the board that there is no familiar relationship between Jill and Joanne Miranda. Say it every year. I want to say it again. Just
But they're working so lovely together, it's
They-
almost like
they
their
do?
family.
Should we get them T-shirts to say, I'm not related to her, I'm not related to her?
Some banter.
I, Jill C. Miranda, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New York, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of district treasurer of the
I ripped my shirt earlier
It's
tonight.
almost
Thank
distracting
you.
to me.
Thank
You
you.
liked it so much.
It's in my, all these,
Ready, Joanne?
No, it's small one too, but I thought you had a case.
and I don't have a case for you.
Oh, so.
He's waiting for Joanne.
Upon the recommendation of from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education adopt the attached resolution establishing a standard workday for appointed officials. Can I please get a motion to do so?
Motion?
Barry and Jen is the second. All in favor? That's everyone. General counsel, it's upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Gercio and Gercio as general counsel for the school year 2017-18 with a retainer of $45,500 and a litigation rate of $255 per hour and $140 per hour for law clerks and $115 per hour for paralegal services. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion?
Barry and Bill, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education, I see I'm too fast for the computer today.
It's impressively fast.
You want the paper?
No, it caught up. Okay. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Gercio and Gercio as labor counsel for the school year 2017-18 with a retainer of $85,000 and an hourly litigation rate for services of $255 per hour for litigation services other than those related to collective bargaining agreements between the district and its employee units. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion?
Barry and Bill is a second. All in favor? It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint R.S. Abrams and Company, LLP, as the district's internal claims auditors for the 2017-18 school year at the annual fee of $36,600. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Is that Emily or Emily?
It's me.
Emily.
And a second?
Second. Oh,
Second by Xavier.
Whatever.
So it's Emily and Xavier, all in
Put
favor?
my hand in the air and keep it
Got
in
you.
the air.
That is everyone.
Oh, I didn't vote. Here,
But she meant
my
to.
hand's
Okay.
up. I meant to.
Oh, yes.
It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Cullen and Danowski, LLP, as the district's external auditor for the 2017-18 school year for a fee of $46,900. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion?
Barry, and a second.
I'll second it.
Emily, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Sheen and Company, LLP, as the district's internal auditor for the 2017-18 school year at a maximum fee of $35,000. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
That's Christine, and a second.
I'll second it.
Emily, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Bill Dwyer, Jennifer Hebert, and Rich McGrath as the audit committee for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion?
Barry, and a second.
Second.
Xavier, all in favor?
Everyone except Jen.
I was going
I was gonna say, do you guys want to?
if I vote no, do I have to do it anymore? No, I'm just kidding.
That's everyone.
I'm just joking.
It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Tom DiGiacomo, Barry Fairs, and Xavier Palacios to the policy committee for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion. Get
Jen,
Barry back.
and a second.
Christine, you had, Christine.
Christine, sorry, I couldn't see your hand. All in favor? That's everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Corporate Medical Consultants, PC, as district physician for the 2017-18 school year with a retainer of $56,090. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion. Oops, sorry.
Barry and Jen, all in favor? That's everybody. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint members of the Committee on Preschool Special Education and the Committee on Special Education as outlined in the attached memorandum. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Christine, and a second. Bill, all in favor? That's everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that Christine Bernacki be appointed to review CSE and CPSE minutes if needed outside of the timeframe of a regularly scheduled board meeting and may accept associated recommendations proposed by the CSE, CPSE on behalf of the Board of Education. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Emily and Bill, all in favor? That is everyone.
Xavier's going to start to fill that
Buzzer's
out.
working.
Let Xavier do something.
I'm sitting on my hands.
It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education arrange for the appointment of an impartial hearing officer from the impartial hearing officer list in accordance with the rotational selection process established in section 200.2 EI2, and you're doing this to me on purpose, 200.2B9 of the Part 200 regulations of the Commissioner and the administrative procedures established by the Board of Education. It's upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that Christine Bernacki approve the appointment of impartial hearing officers between board meetings on behalf of the Board of Education, should the need arise. Can I get a motion to approve?
So this is
Barry.
one motion for two
Raise your hand.
action items.
Xavier.
Barry, and a second. Xavier, all in favor? That is everyone. Still going. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint George Austin, lead operations manager, to serve as asbestos designee for the 2017-18 school year.
Can I ask a question, or do I have to
Not
wait?
yet. Can I get a motion to approve? Christine and Jen, anybody have any questions?
I have a question.
Okay.
I don't remember ever appointing an asbestos
Yeah, the
designee.
asbestos designee on the reorg agenda every year. We are required by law to have this.
As we enter your 12th year.
It's good to know that you've been paying attention for the past 12 years.
All in favor? That is everyone.
Way to call out a board member in public. You could have baked it a little bit. Wow.
Did that to yourself.
Most about you, Polanski, right? Calling out the crowd, calling out board members.
Right?
On the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint building level central treasurers for the 2017-18 school year as delineated. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Pick Xavier.
Oh, pick Xavier.
Xavier, then Jen. All in favor? That is everyone.
Young children, you have to be fair.
We are not making light of this process. We've just done it a lot.
Decorum here, people.
I'm trying to get this done.
Remember the
It is
audit-
upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education designate Mary Beth Robinette as the Chief Information Officer and Nancy Allard as the Backup Chief Information Officer for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Christine, and a second.
Second.
Barry, all in favor? That is everyone.
That was enough fun for one night.
You lost your own family.
I guess they don't really approve of the job you're doing.
That would sting.
It is upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Kathleen Hacker and Beth McCoy as assistant superintendents as civil rights compliance officers for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Christine, and a second. Jen, all in favor? That is everyone. It is upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Kim Zellman to the position of Deputy District Clerk for the 2017-18 school year at a stipend of $265.30. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion?
Barry, and a second. Emily, all in favor? That is everyone. Upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Christine Doherty to the position of Deputy Treasurer for the 2017-18 school year at a stipend of $260.10. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Christine, and a second.
Motion.
Xavier, all in favor? Everyone. Still going. Upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Dignity Act coordinators and associated support personnel as delineated in the attached documentation. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Barry, and a second. Christine, all in favor? That is everyone. On the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint election personnel as delineated in the attached memorandum. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen, and a second.
Second.
Christine, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Eastern Suffolk BOCES to provide health and safety consulting services for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion to
Bill and then Barry. All in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint district lead evaluators for the 2017-18 school year as listed. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Christine, and a second. Jen, all in favor? That is everyone. Upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Gail Mahoney to serve as the liaison for homeless children and youth for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Jen and Barry, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Joanne Miranda as the Records Access Officer and Records Management Officer for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen, Xavier, all in favor? That is everyone.
That's a thankless job.
It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Kathleen Acker, Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Management Services, as Residency Hearing Officer for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Christine, and a second.
Second.
Emily, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Beth McCoy, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, as the Section 504 Compliance Officer relative to the Americans with Disabilities Act for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Barry, and a second.
Second.
Emily, all in favor? That is everyone. It's a recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education secure excess bonding as listed below for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen, and a second.
Second.
Barry, all in favor? Am I leaving you guys behind? It is upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education designate and authorize the attached list of banking facilities to receive school district deposits for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen and then Emily. All in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education designate Huntington News, the Long Islander, the Times Beacon Record, and Newsday as newspapers authorized to receive print the district's legal notices for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Emily, in a second.
Second.
Xavier, all in favor? That's everyone. It's upon the recommendation for the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education designate the superintendent of schools, the assistant superintendent for curriculum instruction, and the assistant superintendent for finance management services to certify all payrolls for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Barry, and a second.
Second.
Christine, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint George Austin, lead operations manager, to serve as the school pesticides representative for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen, and a second.
Second.
Any questions?
Why does George get all the bad stuff?
I can't answer that. All in favor?
Quite the
That is
title,
everyone.
really.
I think we should make him a little plaque.
It's upon the recommendation,
Representative.
He's not
It sounds
here.
like he's representing the pests in his
it's
own
upon the
way, but
recommendation
okay.
from the superintendent of schools that petty cash accounts be maintained and administered by the designated employee at the locations and in the amounts listed below. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Christine and Xavier, all in favor? That's everyone.
Budget transfers?
Upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education appoint Roberta Roth as the district's purchasing agent and Kathleen Acker, Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Management Services, as the deputy purchasing agent for 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
I'm going
Jen.
with Jen and Christine. All in favor? That is everyone.
That man some water.
I'm okay. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the board grant authority to the superintendent of schools to transfer funds within the budget as per section 170.2 of the regulations of the Commissioner of Education and Board of Education Policy number 5330. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Barry and Christine, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education grant authority to the superintendent of schools to apply for and sign all grant applications and reports for both state and federal governments. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Christine, and a second. Xavier, all in favor? That's everyone. Did I not say grants? It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education authorize the board president and district clerk to sign and execute contracts for health services. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
I'm going with Barry and then Jen. All in favor? That's everyone. Upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve organizations listed on the attached as users of Huntington School District facilities. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Christine, and Xavier, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve the attached list of staff members to be reimbursed at the IRS rate for mileage expenses related to district business for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen and Bill, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education authorize the board president and district clerk to enter into tuition contracts as necessary for the 2017-18 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Emily, and a second.
A second.
Jen, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education reaffirm policy number 5220, district investments, adopted initially on June 11th, 2001. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Barry, and a second.
I'll second it.
Emily, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education reaffirm purchasing policies number 5410, principles of purchasing, 5420, purchasing, competitive bidding and offering, 5421, procurement of goods and services, 5422, alternative formats for instructional services, and 5430, contracts for services and materials. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Emily, and a second.
Second.
Christine, all in favor? That is everyone. Upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education readopt all current board policies as presented in the Huntington Union Free School District's policy manual. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Barry, in a second.
Go ahead.
Oh, me, sure.
Jen.
Second, thanks.
All in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education adopt the revised district code of conduct.
I'll do that now, Tom.
Can I get a motion to approve? Bill, at a second?
Second.
Xavier, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education adopt the attached list of religious holidays for the 2017-18 school year for the purpose of state aid computation. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen, in a second. Xavier, all in favor? That is everyone.
Super Bowl Monday.
Yes, home stretch. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education adopt the attached resolution to continue in the National School Lunch and Breakfast Program. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen, and a second.
Second.
Barry, all in favor? That is everyone. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education set school meal prices for the 2017-18 school year as delineated. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Christine, and a second.
I'll second it.
Emily, all in favor? That is everyone.
So
Can I-
those are 5 cents above,
Yeah.
except for the milk, 5 cents above current year, 16-17 prices.
Can I get a motion to adjourn the reorg meeting?
Motion.
Barry, and a second. Jen. All in favor?
Hand there.
That's everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Very well done, Tom. Nicely done.
What
We have to go get our picture taken
Take our
now?
picture?
Is that what we're doing?
That was supposed to be before.
That was supposed
We
to be
didn't get out in
before this.
time.
I think he said
We'll have to
Darren
do
left,
that.
right?
Late.
Are we taking a picture?
Darren had to leave at 6, so.
Oh, you know, I'm happy about that because,
Oh, okay.
well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, my hair's pretty big.
I think I was wearing the same exact thing.
You have about a month to quaff.
I think I had the same thing on that I was wearing last year
Hey.
for the picture.
Okay, anytime you want to go into public session?
Yes, I'm headed to, I do a pledge of allegiance.
No, you don't do that. I think that's actually off the agenda.
We're going to do a motion to do that.
I have to go back and look though and try not to show up in the same
Motion to go into
Right.
regular business meeting.
Get a motion to go into our regular Board of Education meetings for this evening. Jen, and a second.
Somebody second.
Bill?
Is everybody
What are we
on board
doing?
here?
Going-
Wait,
I
you're
said
going too fast.
I requested a motion to go into our regular Board of Education meeting.
Thank
And
you.
Jen and I think Barry was the second. All in favor? Okay, that is everyone.
We're not going to do the pledge again. And
We're not doing the pledge. Everybody knows how to get out of the building from before.
And if you
Wow, this is like the Reader's
don't-
Digest Board of Education.
Sorry. It's upon the recommendation from the I thought I was done with this. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve the minutes from June 5th, 2017. Can I get a motion to approve?
motion.
And that's Jen and Bill as a second. All in favor? That is everyone. A motion to, it's upon a recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve the minutes of June 12th, 2017. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Barry, and a second.
Second.
Xavier, all in favor? That is everyone. We also have a couple of FYIs, budget appropriation reports for general school lunch special aid funds as of June 30th, 2017, some budget transfers, as well as some revenue status reports as of June 30th, 2017. And I need, it is upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve the May 2017 treasurer's report. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Christine, and a second. Jen, all in favor? That is everyone. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve the attached warrants, which were certified for payment on June 7th, 2017, June 21st, 2017, and July 5th, 2017. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Barry, and a second.
Second.
Emily, all in favor? That is everyone. Does anyone have any board member communications and announcements they'd like to share?
I would.
Okay.
I just want to say, I know it's not technically a school thing, but the Scale Summer Arts Camp is underway at the high school, and I just want to say that as far as I'm concerned as a parent, it's going fabulously. The kids, I go in there every day to pick up, and everybody is all smiles, and I hear music from every corner of the building, and see kids coming out dirty with paint and clay and whatever on them, so it's all good. So I just wanted to give them a shout out.
Also that the Booster Club camps are currently underway, and they do still have room for anyone who's looking to get involved in the sessions that are left. You can contact either Tim Pillion or Mr. Madden for that. And I know you're going to talk about graduation.
I know who that is.
Anybody else?
Tell you who it is.
No?
No.
Okay. You, Mr. Superintendent, if you have any communications and announcements you'd like to make?
Couple of items, just to catch up. Not to go into too much detail here, but the end of the legislative session, a couple of things that were on the radar have passed. It looks like both the Assembly and Senate, and one of those things is the BOCES capital exclusion when it comes to calculating the levy limit. It looks like if the governor chooses to sign, that'll be something else that we can look at if there is an opportunity to do so, as well as using the full value of properties that are currently piloted as part of the tax-based growth factor. So these are two things that would help districts across the state in terms of exemptions and tax levy limit calculations. There's a lot of other things floating around. You saw the mayoral control versus charter schools, New York City cap on charter schools, and this is going to go on for a bit of time, and some of it is just hard to read and hard to listen to, just because it's more politics than education. But that's unfortunately the culture that we're living in, and we try and avoid those types of thoughts in Huntington and concern ourselves with educating children here, and I'll leave it at that and stay off the soapbox. One of the things that was not actually approved by the Senate was the TRS reserve, the allowance to have districts establish the TRS reserve. They did not. I don't know where that's going to go from here. Nobody mentioned, I think we had our last board meeting, I want to congratulate the Huntington High School students and staff they've done this for 5 consecutive years, $108,000 for Relay for Life. A great job across the board. Once again, senior awards. There are so many different awards and scholarships that this class, and I know I say it every year, this was a terrific group of kids. They were a lot of fun to be around for all of us. We're going to miss them terribly. There's always kids that come up. They can't replace the ones that leave. They all have their own characteristics, but this was a terrific bunch. Unfortunately, based on the timing of our graduation ceremony, we did have to move it inside. But fortunately, and I think we've all discussed this, it went really well, and that's a tribute to the high school folks who left no detail unattended. So thank you. Mr. Cusack is not here tonight, but he knows my thoughts on this.
You know, it's funny because historically we always want to have it outside, right? And I wasn't here this year, and the feedback that I heard from people was there was a certain level of intimacy and
really was.
that people really, really liked about doing it indoors, which was
cooler.
kind of surprising.
It was cool.
The last time we did it inside, it was a lot warmer.
Oh, my God.
And the drawback is you can't have unlimited people
Right,
hanging
right,
over the fence and watching, and there are relatives that come in from out of town that do want to see it.
It's nice having the sun setting.
Absolutely.
Do it
And
outside
we've had some good luck with weather up until this year.
A possibility of getting a camera out in the lobby, a TV out in the lobby where we could actually play the graduation ceremony so that if we had overflow crowds, there would be a way, even like in the gym or the cafeteria, somewhere where an overflow crowd could actually watch the ceremony go on.
We did talk about that, and we're gonna look at the possibility of doing that in the cafeteria because it's air conditioned. The gym would be brutal, but it's something that we can definitely consider doing in the future.
And Jim,
Yeah.
we also talked about maybe because it was starting at 6:30 and doesn't actually start at that time, maybe pushing it back to the 6 o'clock time.
We're gonna go back to 6.
that way.
Friday night is very difficult to begin with because you're into summer at that point, and there is always the chance of those evening thunder showers. And I know a lot of districts have moved the ceremony away from Friday evening because of that. Certainly something that we can think about. The Friday evening ceremony when the weather is good, you can't beat it. But there is definitely a higher risk of showers during the evening than there is at 10 o'clock in the morning.
There is?
But that difference of the half hour can make the difference of getting, those after graduation shots on the field because of pictures, because it gets dark when it's 6:30 and later, so.
It's in the calendar going back to 6, so
Awesome.
you're
Now
spot
we
on there.
bumping into your kids'
Well,
graduations.
let's not even go there. I'm done. Christine mentioned summer music. There is a lot going on at the high school right now, and they are running a brilliant program while there are 17,000-ton air conditioning units being installed on the ceiling around them. And those, the last I heard, and Mrs. Acker, correct me if I'm wrong, that there is a possibility that they will be ready to go by the end of July.
Seriously?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, once you get them here, they really go in fast.
Yeah, so that for those that have been hearing about this forever, they are on the roof. They have been mounted on the curbs, and all the wiring is done. And certainly by the time there's a lot of staff in the audience, when you come back for Superintendent's Conference Day, it's going to be really cool in there, so I can keep you for an extra hour or so.
Isn't that awesome? Is that something to look forward to for all of you?
Look how excited Mrs. Fisher
I
just
know
got.
she can hardly
Summer
stay
board
in
bed
her seat.
meetings in there then.
It's really, yeah, non-educational.
So we have a lot going on throughout the district this summer with camps and extended year program, Project Play, summer music we talked about, Booster Club, a lot of middle school kids participating in the summer STEM program at Farmingdale. It's not,
Extended school year.
I mentioned that.
Oh, you did?
I did
Sorry,
say
I didn't hear you.
Yep.
You did.
At Woodhull, I did say
Yes.
it. But it's a time where kids can really regroup and have a little bit of fun and at the same time avoid the summer slide.
Yep.
Keep on reading.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, that takes us to our first public commentary of the evening. Public commentary is limited to a total of 30 minutes and 3 minutes per speaker. It's limited to items for discussion and action, which will then be followed by any other items after discussion and action items have been exhausted. If anyone would like to come to the microphone, you may do so now.
We only have 2 boring items.
Okay. I'm going to take that as a no and move on. It's upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education adopt a revised schedule of board meetings for the 2017-18 school year.
Okay, I had mentioned this to the board earlier in my newest capacity as a member of the School Superintendents Association Executive Board. There is a fall conference up in Saratoga in September, and there are events taking place for executive board members, so I've asked the board to please allow us to change that board meeting to a Tuesday evening.
Right, because that's the weekend before, right? It's, what is it, the 20th?
Correct. I
25th?
have been there before and had to rush back.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make
But I'd
sense.
rather not have to do that because there are events specific to what I'm doing that I'd like to participate in. So, and I
Great.
thank you for considering this.
Okay, so I need a motion to approve.
Motion?
Barry, and a second.
Second?
Christine, anybody have any questions? No? All in favor? That is everyone.
So now that that's been approved, it'll be reflected accurately once the district print calendar goes out.
Okay. It's upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education waive the first read and issue final approval for policy 4212 organizational chart for the 2017-18 school year.
This is, other than the year, identical to the just recently finished school year. Even the administrative changes that we've made, this is generic enough. All of that is still reflected here. Yep.
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
generic terms.
Oh, motion.
Jen, Xavier as a second. Anybody have any questions? No? All in favor? That is everyone. Okay. It's upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve the CSE, CPSE submissions as delineated. Oh, I need, what?
Just took her,
Stepping
her
right
first.
Oh, our first,
limelight.
oh, see that? Look at me. Look at me being bad.
Go ahead, Beth.
Sorry about that, Beth.
First time.
The administration recommends that arrangements be made for provision of special education programs and services for those students delineated within the CSE, CPSE meeting minutes as per the attached agenda.
Okay, so everyone's received that. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
And a second.
Second, Tom.
Bill, all in favor? That is everyone. Sorry about
Well
that,
done
Beth.
and welcome aboard.
It was just the roll of the night. It just,
Tom, you're going to
Was
put
that
in those
Beth's
words in
first
your
one?
sleep tonight. Is it upon the recommendation of the...
it is.
That's what Nancy's going to
Okay,
wake up
Mr.
to.
Superintendent.
I don't think so.
Okay, I am proudly asking the board for approval of personnel items on schedules 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,
Last year,
13,
not
16, 19, and 22.
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve?
I think he adjusted it.
Bill, and a second?
Second?
Let's just check.
That's
did.
Barry. Anybody have any questions?
It's been adjusted.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Yes.
Okay. All in favor? That is everyone. And I'm sure you have a few announcements.
I have quite a few here. I'm going to go in order of schedule here. So as you've already gathered this evening, we've done some shifting around here, and the individual who I'm about to introduce was the K through 6 STEM chairperson, has just been appointed as the director of K through 12 STEM. I see her in the audience, so please stand. Jill Johansson.
All right, Jill.
Congratulations, Jill. We're looking forward to even greater things working together in the new position. I know this next individual is not here tonight. She is away, but I'd like to congratulate Kathleen Offiero, who has just been appointed Math 7 through 12 chairperson, Finley and the high school. Congratulations, Kathy. And we have a number of, I can't see that far, so forgive me. Yeah, I see you now. So on the instructional side here, we have just appointed Mr. John Swazi as the teaching assistant. I don't think John's here tonight, but congratulations, John. At the elementary level, and certifications in elementary are generic, but we've done some assigning already, so we welcome Janet Blitz to Jack Abrams STEM Magnet. Welcome, Janet. Thank you for getting up, because I can't even come close to seeing that far. Also, Jack Abrams, Lauren Caggiano. Welcome, Lauren. That makes sense back there. Very excited to welcome to the high school math department Cindy Espejo McGivney. Is Cindy here tonight? There she is. Welcome, Cindy. At the elementary level, and I'm looking at who replacing here, at Jefferson, Kristen Cryanaris. Also Jack Abrams, and I know she's at class tonight, but Emily Losi. At Southdown, Valerie Murray. Joining us at the high school in the guidance department, for those that didn't know, we have a new counselor position that we're excited to bring on, and we're also excited, I think I see him, Stephen Pereira. Stephen, welcome. At Jefferson, I think it's Jefferson, yes it is Jefferson, Special Education, Stacy Roth.
We're so happy.
Also at Jefferson, Kara Shelley. Not new to the district, but going into a probationary slot at Flower Hill is Lauren Soskill. Lauren is going to be teaching RTI math, and I know we did approve her at the last meeting, but we made a correction, and I don't know if she was at the last meeting, but at dual language at Southdown, Yanira Ventura. Also at Jefferson, special education, not new to the district at all, and I believe she's an alum, Colleen Wanser. And I think that is everybody at this point. Welcome aboard, everybody. We look forward to having you. At the end of the meeting, if you guys just want to come down so faces and names can be attached, and I can see at least 2 feet in front of me. We're excited to have you.
Okay. That takes us to the business items, and Ms. Acker.
Okay, there's a few items on there. It's upon recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve items I through S, but exclusive of K-8 on this evening's business agenda.
I asked K8 to be called separately.
Okay.
Ooh, the intrigue.
So we're voting on everything but
Okay.
K8.
Now we're all going to
So can I get a motion to approve the business items I through S with the exception of K8?
I like motion. Second.
Christine and Jen? And all in favor?
I just have a quick
Oh,
question.
sorry.
You usually ask. I think I'm going to be able to make the summer law conference. Do you need to know that right now?
Well, it has to be approved for me. It doesn't have to be approved for you.
Okay.
If you would like to go, just
You just have
contact
to-
me, contact
Okay,
me.
okay, then give me a couple
Typically, I
minutes.
look to one or both of you who can get the CLE credits for it, so if you're interested, we can make the arrangements.
Right,
So,
okay.
Okay.
And never mind.
you know the date?
I'll email, I'll double check tomorrow and
You
I'll
were
email you
kind of-
officially. Yeah.
Conflicted about the date.
Okay, I just wanted to know if you needed to know.
27th.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? That's everyone.
Okay, so it is upon the recommendation from the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education approve item K-8 on this evening's business agenda.
Okay, so can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Jen, and a second. Xavier. Anybody have any questions?
No, I'm just going to abstain.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, all in favor? That's everyone?
I'm going to abstain. My wife works for that contractor.
Okay.
It's everyone except Bill.
Very good.
It was just it's an odd thing. I get it.
Yeah, I was like, why are you abstaining? But that makes sense.
Okay, so that is all. Do we have any announcements to make?
We have 4 different donations that we would like to acknowledge. We accepted an anonymous donation from
Anonymous.
Anonymous for 11 SpeedFlex football helmets to Huntington High School Athletic Department. The donation has a value of $3,740, and we would like to thank Anonymous for their donation. I was kind of disappointed it wasn't the Connecticut. I was
The
like,
gift that
"Oh,
keeps
they're
on
back."
giving.
And then they weren't,
United
so.
Way.
But thank you very much to this person. All right. Oh, that is not it at all. The next one, so we would like to thank
Lights, flicker.
Mr.
Bless
George
you.
Austin,
Bless you.
Mr. David Ellers, and Mr. Jason McDonald, who presented a donation of labor and various materials to complete the Eli Molyneux Memorial Garden at Huntington High School. They were obtained at a discount from the LeMay Family Landscaping Company, and the donation has an approximate value of $450, but is worth so much more than that. So thank you very much to all of them.
Jim, where is that going to be?
It's going to be very close to the front of the school. I will let you know exactly what the location is.
2 more. We would like to thank the Huntington Band Parent Association for presenting a donation of $1,400 to cover the bus expenses for the band students who attend the drum corps show in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Thank you to them.
Thank you.
And lastly, we'd like to thank Stop and Shop for their donation of $257.64 to Flower Hill Primary School. It's a result of the rewards program for parents that shop at that store. So thank you to them. Okay.
Also on tonight's business agenda, I would like to announce and also thank everybody involved. The teacher's contract, the ATH contract expired on June 30th, and we were ready to go with the next contract before the year ended, and the board just ratified a 3-year agreement with the Associated Teachers of Huntington this evening. Thank you very much. And you can see the details of the memorandum of agreement. It's on the public agenda, so feel free to take a look at that. The board also ratified this evening as a 3-year agreement with the district security guard unit. So again, thank you to all who helped that process along.
Okay, that takes us to our second public commentary of the evening. Same rules apply as before, limited to 3 minutes. And please state your name and your affiliation with the district.
So he's away.
My name is James Graver. No, I'm sorry. My name is Angela Whitfield. I've been a
If you use the
teacher.
word filibuster, we're going to stop right now.
Just give me
He
one
sent
moment.
me with a message, so I'm here to deliver the message. So on behalf of the ATH, we'd like to express our appreciation for the manner in which the negotiations were conducted and ultimately concluded. Throughout the process, the ATH was treated professionally and with respect. We look forward to the next 3 years and beyond. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Oh,
Angela.
that's wonderful.
You know, I just wanted to say, as we were, announcing that had been done, excuse me, we're so fortunate to work in partnership with all the people and the staff in this school district. And I don't know if it gets said enough, but I hope that everybody realizes how much respect we have for all the staff members of the school district and how much we appreciate the fact that when we do negotiate things that the kids are always first. And so thank you very much to everyone
Thank
for
you.
that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Michelle Costera. I'm a resident and I am the incoming PTA Council President. And since there are quite a few new teachers here this evening, I take advantage of my time here and welcome you to the district and invite you to participate with your unit's PTAs. They're very active and we love having our teachers involved, so please reach out to your PTA boards when you start school in September, and I can't wait to work with all of you.
Very nice.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle.
By the way, Michelle, you're actually are now the PTA president.
Yep.
Not incoming, you just are.
Okay, so looks like that's everyone. Any comments by board members?
I just have one quick question that just popped into my brain when we approved the donation about the helmets. The donation that we got from Russell Athletics when they came here and everything, that was a lot of money, and I'm just wondering if we could find out how it ultimately was decided it was going to be allocated, because I know it was, the intention was for athletic supplies and things like that, so I'd love to know kind of what happened with that.
And a lot of it went, I can't give you the specifics off the top of my head, but a lot of it went back to the football program. But
Right, which I know that was part of the intent,
Well,
but
one of the other things we said it would be nice if we got a
something for the
gift
other
for Smithtown West as a token of the
Yeah.
appreciation for their
to say
involvement.
thank you to them too.
thought that was
so-
I'd like to know what we did there.
Yeah, I don't know if we did that, to be
We
honest
should.
with you.
Yeah.
I agree.
That shouldn't be lost.
I will make mention of that for sure.
Their participation in that event made it that much
Correct.
more heartfelt and wonderful. It was really
Absolutely.
extraordinary.
Okay, anybody else?
Nobody know? Don't ask the question.
See where that takes us now.
Oh yeah, we should announce when the next board meeting is, and
It's August
August 7th, Monday, August 7th.
it's here.
It's here. It's a 7 o'clock public meeting starts. If executive session is held, it will be at 6. It's a half hour earlier over the summer.
I'm looking at Barry.
Okay.
What? She's rubbing her head.
Can I ask one more quick question?
Yeah, I haven't gone on to the next item yet.
I'm with him.
Is there a way, and I'm just going to ask you, you don't have to even answer now, but is there a way to do a shared calendar for the board? Like, so that we could get, the way we can do a Google Calendar or an Outlook calendar?
So we
Is
know
there a
who's going
way
to what
to do,
meeting?
just because sometimes, even if you look at your update, sometimes if you don't write that moment, like for me, if I don't put everything on my calendar, sometimes I miss things, and I hate missing things. And I'm just wondering, is there a way to do a shared calendar just for the Board of Education to put major dates of board meetings, PTA meetings, all the things that we do that we could just access and see as a
Tom
shared?
created an interactive calendar for
The
everybody.
interactive-
I know, but that's for everybody, right? So I'm just asking if there's a way to do, and there may not be a need for it. I was just wondering if there's a way to do something like that, so that like,
Well,
as a group, we have
all
a.
of you have direct access to Outlook on the web, so
Right.
there are settings that can be adjusted so that everybody has access to a shared calendar there.
Oh, really? Okay.
But the information would still have to be
Input.
put onto
Entered.
that calendar.
Okay, I just wondered, that's it.
It can be
Thanks.
done. The answer is yes.
Okay.
I do
Not
have one
too
other
much trouble.
question. If the air conditioning really does get in by the end of July, would we want to consider having the rest of the summer meetings there as opposed to here?
That's actually a great idea. The timing exactly would
And setting it
dictate
up.
that, but it's also,
Setting
we have the announcements out at this point.
Yeah, that's true. It's
But
just
we
my
can-
hair feels really big right now.
I knew where it was going from the get.
It's all about your hair, Barry.
And it's all about my hair.
I can certainly.
Doesn't everyone feel like they're sitting in soup
it may
right
be
now? 'Cause I
completed.
do.
That was the most honest comment.
Kathy has something to say.
All night.
It is, okay. It may be completed, but all the inspections may not have been finalized.
Okay.
So
I just
the-
thought I'd throw it out there.
Okay, the construction will be done.
I know what you're.
But that said, moving forward, we can certainly consider doing the summer meetings in there. We brought them back here. They were at Finley, and Finley was no cooler, so it didn't really
Right.
make sense to go up there.
Okay, thank you.
Mr.
This
Velazquez?
is my motion to adjourn.
Oh, I know.
Second.
I didn't say anything yet. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Xavier, Barry, all in favor? That is everyone.
That's it.
Thank you, everybody.
Everyone. Enjoy your summer.
Yep.
Thank you for coming.
All my worrying about getting to pick up Sarah.